Look at the mess I've made. Actually, this one looks pretty good. Usually there's like tons of other workout stuff everywhere. Hello officially, and welcome back. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I left the channel hanging for a little bit since my last video. I was telling you guys that I was off to do some freelancing in the island of Jersey, and so I thought it was just appropriate that we started back here where it began a few months ago in September, or the end of September. And I just thought I'd show you everything that it took. Not everything, of course. There were many more hours than what you'll see here, but everything that it took to kind of come out of ballet retirement, if you will. And luckily, the project that I took on as a freelancer is a contemporary ballet repertoire. So there were no getting back into point shoes involved, but I just wanted to show a little bit of all the ugly parts, actually, how it just feels like you're making the most tiny improvements, and then you go back 2 steps and then you fall, and then I'm just showing you all of that, all of the not so turned out fifths that I want to be more turned out, all of the having a hard time balancing and just gaining strength. I think I was not shocked, I kind of expected it, but I think I just now am humbled is the word, for how much it takes to actually strengthen yourself back to the level that, well, I was at, or other people who have gone through this experience where they retire for a little bit and then try to get back into it. The level is just, it's just different, and then you realize how much you really had. So this was all that, the blood, sweat, and tears, the multitude of frustrations that I was dealing with while training, mostly by myself, a little bit with a coach on the side, and just kind of the loneliness and the questioning yourself and kind of doubting, like, did you take on too much? But I can say now, a few months later, and after I've done 2 sessions with the company, that I'm super happy with the choice I made. And I just saw so much in gained strength and just like confidence as I got to work with other people in the creation process again. So this was all to lead to Jersey. And wow, I really like this island. I got such a good vibe both times I've been there so far. First it was a 3-week period, and then it was a little break and a 2-week period. But wow, I felt like I just soaked up the completely different environment. This was from some of my first walks and exploration on the island, because I do have weekends off for this job. So I was just enjoying myself completely. I didn't care that it was winter. I actually really embraced the winter and the cold. I really liked it, and it didn't stop me from doing anything, I guess, besides the fact that it gets dark much earlier there now. But besides that, I could just find so much beauty on this island. So this video is less of like a vloggy taking you through the ballet right now. I'll probably try to get more of that later on, but this first video is kind of just an ode to the beauty I found in Jersey, and it's gonna be more just voiceover and seeing what I found beautiful and interesting to look at. I hope you guys enjoy. strayed from the dance plot maybe you were expecting, but I'm just gonna take you on my walking tour of the island, because this is the next day on the same weekend where I ended up exploring a different part closer to where I've been staying, and it's actually a lighthouse. So you can walk out to the lighthouse only on low tide, because the tides are so extreme in Jersey that when the tide is higher, most of the castles will be surrounded completely by water, and lighthouse included. So I got so lucky this day where I went to the lighthouse without checking the tide specifically, and just as I was arriving, I could see the pathway opening up and the tide was still continuing to go out. You can see now it's kind of covered there. You can see the line out to it, but I waited maybe 10 minutes just admiring the view, and it was opening up before me. It felt like unlocking a level in a video game. It was really, really cool to watch, and I think I was actually the first person to walk across in that new low tide. When I travel, and more specifically when I end up traveling solo, I really walk everywhere I want to go. Even if I can use a bus or some other transport, I really enjoy taking it slow, and I feel like I see and feel the place that I'm in better and more authentically for me. And it's such a bad habit that sometimes I would go on trips, to do auditions or something where I really had to work on the trip, and I would give myself shin splints. I remember doing that in Greece. And then this weekend, actually, I had just done a full week of rehearsals, and so, I'm still adjusting to that schedule again, and I made my hips and like the IT bands of my thighs so sore. I was kind of like hobbling around at the end, but I did like a 3 or 4 hour walk each day, so I don't highly recommend that, but you can see just so many beautiful things. I love taking a book and a thermos with me, and you can just stop wherever. I stopped on the side by the lighthouse to read for a few minutes before I continued. I love taking little videos. I love like having tea or coffee on me and just making it a whole outing. This was the last final bit on my way home. I managed to kind of navigate my way through this dune section and had the best shower and sleep. This is incredible. Yeah. Oh, we're getting some sun!
Are you filming that?
Yeah, I filmed you too. Without your consent.
You know what also? There is incredible cinema.
Here?
Yeah. I mean, it's really cheap. Why animals are all happy?
They are happy. He's grazing happily. Can't you see? He has friends, he has sun. No one's bothering him.
It's kind of funny because like your life gets like super happy in the animal world, and when it's the humans, it turns like gray and misty and foggy. It's like, oh my god, look at this happy cow. It's like, look at these people.
Now I know if you made it this far in the video, you are a true island and nature lover, because I know it hasn't been so much camera interaction and it hasn't been very plot-based this video, but really I'm okay with that. And I promise this bike ride is going to lead us to a beach now where I actually do talk to you about the experience of working with the company. And this just shows you how quaint and cute the Jersey community is. This was just on my way down to this gorgeous, probably my favorite beach I found so far. This bay is in the perfect line of sun at this time of day, because you only get sun here until about like 4:30, maybe 5 if it's not cloudy, but it feels so nice. A cloud's about to pass over as I speak. I'm still searching for my little spot that is in the sun and also secluded, but I even took my shoes and socks off, which is the first time. since I've been here. It's not that cold today, and I've just been walking for half an hour, so I feel quite warm. If you know anything about the Channel Islands, or if you sail around here or you're a sailor, you probably know that the tidal range here is so big. I have to look up the exact amount, but every single beach they have signs before you go down, and usually like even sirens if there's danger of people kind of not knowing how extreme the tide is. But look behind me, like that is all usually, I've seen it underwater like up until where I'm standing, and it's quite far out. Hello, hello. I found a little spot now that I like. It's kind of, I wouldn't say protected, but if it's not too windy, I think it's okay. Yay! Sun's coming back out from behind the cloud. I am gonna just continue wearing my sunglasses because my eyes are sensitive. It is Sunday, surprise, surprise. Sunday after my second week of work, and it's been a really positive experience. It's been really fulfilling already, just to work on such a challenging and different sort of piece. We have just been working on one piece, setting one of the pieces for this repertoire, and then the next time I come back later will be for a creation. So right now it's just been like, first week was a shock to the body, completely dead sore, and even kind of the second week near the end I could feel like my legs were like heavy like lead, but in general I'm just really actually enjoying the experience again, which I really didn't know would happen. I didn't know if I'd get back into a rehearsal setting and feel completely like I did before when I left, like completely just over it and like not wanting to work in that way again. But it's been the total opposite. I've just felt really like, I always put pressure on myself, but in general way less pressure, and just enjoying it again. Like the piece we're doing is also to Bob Dylan music, so that's super enjoyable, and the person setting it is really cool and quite funny all the time. So I feel a bit more sane, and I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to, in the sense of like not going back into such a negative headspace or regarding dance and this process in general, and being a dancer and a performer. So I think in that way, so far, I mean, it's still like 2 weeks out of a whole process that's gonna take until like the end of April, but early days, but feeling good and enjoying like being around other people as well. It's not too big of a group, which is nice. And saw an old friend, and I didn't know that another old colleague that I used to work with is coming to teach class next week, so that's also like a fun surprise. But it's just been a really chill group of people. Overall, just feeling positive. So nice. I also feel often like the islands I'm attracted to are magical. Like I feel very attracted to islands, I think, and places that have a lot of nature, natural aspects about them, and that's totally here. Like you can just bike for 10 minutes or walk from 10 minutes away from the residential area and be in nature, taking walks, and feel very secluded and very quiet with your thoughts. I also brought a little picnic lunch, which consists of 2 eggs and some leftover pistachios and a little bit of leftover chocolate. Yeah. I mean, look at this place. I love the juxtaposition between like the dark cloud and the sunspots. There she is. It's so weird to think that I'm standing somewhere now that is like snorkeling in probably an hour. For those of you still watching, thanks for making it to the end and appreciating the things that I like to appreciate kind of with me. I'll see you next time with updates, and Happy New Year.